kitchen! How many children are you shopping for?
Wait till you see.
Oh, that is adorable. It's a little preppy, though. All he needs now is a little teeny tiny pair of penny loafers.
They didn't have any size.
Emmy, he's only 1 year old.
Hey, my #1 grandchild's having his first birthday. This is gonna be the one he remembers. What? I have memories going back to the crib.
Unless it's to hold a grudge you don't remember last week.
I'm gonna remember you said that.
So what's the Johnny side of the family doing for the occasion?
Disagreeing with me. Reggie's all right, but that Gail, I swear. I say, we'll have the party at my house. No, her house. I say, I cook the food. No, she'll cook the food. I say day, she says night. You can't eat any of this.
Why not? It's perfectly healthy soul food. No fat, no salt, no pork.
No flavor. Not even a good old country ham.
Smoked turkey. After Mr. Livingston gets done smoking my bird, you'll swear it's ham. Should be here any minute. Turk just loves soul food. That's why I'm making this little welcome home surprise for him.
Good Lord, Renee, he's only been gone 3 days.
And nights, after I'm done cooking, I'll have just enough time to set a beautiful table, take a nice hot bath, put on my new black dress, and sit and wait for the doorbell to ring. Must be the meat.
Hey.
Turk, you're early.
Oh.
Well, I'll just leave then, shall I?
Oh, Mary Elizabeth, I didn't see you.
I can't imagine why. See you later, Renee.
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tomorrow. Bye.
You miss me?
Maybe.
Well, I sure miss you. In fact, being with you is the only thing I even think about these days.
Well, then don't go away again.
I won't. In fact, I think we should move in together.
You were alone or not?
Turk's already gone to work.
You got any leftovers, or did you give everything to that man?
There's food left. But Turk didn't get everything that he wanted.
Well, that's intriguing. What didn't he get?
An answer. He wants us to move in together.
And you said?
That I'd think about it. Okay, go ahead, say it.
What?
Whatever it is you're holding back, I know you have an opinion.
Oh, you're a grown woman. You're free to do whatever you like.
Why, Emmy, I'm glad you finally realized that.
What the hell are you thinking? You're not actually gonna let that man move in, are you?
I knew it was too good to be true.
You've only been seeing each other 6 or 7 months. You've just had a life-threatening traumatic heart surgery. You can't be making these decisions yet.
Emmy, I'm not an invalid. We have a perfectly normal, healthy relationship.
A normal, healthy relationship is about commitment.
We're committed. That's why we're talking about living together.
Living together never works.
Look, we're two independent individuals who we're just used to our freedom. We love being together, so it seems to me the only issue is whether or not we can share living space, 7 days a week.
If you are so in love and so committed to each other, why are you so afraid of sharing living space, huh? Answer me that. I'm right, aren't I? You know it's a mistake.
Actually, you are right. Like you said, we're in love and we're committed. So frankly, I have nothing to worry about. This should be a breeze.
Hmm.
Mr. Richard Gale, that's your boss?
Yes.
And he says I don't have a case. But you can help me, can't you?
Well, I'll have to hear the details first.
Well, it's simple, really. I found out that our insurance carrier, Chase Lee, pays for Viagra, but not for birth control pills. And my boss says that there's nothing he can do about it. But there must be something.
Ms. Meyer, what do you expect him to do? He doesn't write the insurance policy.
2/3 of his employees are women. He's supposed to stand up for us.
How did you become aware of the coverage discrepancy?
Of course, men who are using Viagra aren't going around bragging about it. But it's all my cube mate keeps talking about. Her husband is suddenly a super stud, and the insurance company is paying for it.
How long have you had medical coverage with Chaseley?
As long as I've worked for Mr. Gale, about 5 years.
And it's only now that you have a complaint?
Hey, as soon as I found out, I tried to do something at work, but nobody wanted to cause trouble. But this isn't right. I mean, men get paid more money than women as it is. They can afford to pay for their own sex aids. But no, they get it for free. But if I don't want to get pregnant, I have to pay for my own contraceptives. That's not fair.
Ms. Meyer, I think your boss is right. We're talking apples and oranges here. Besides, our firm has a focus on civil and human rights. Your case falls under complete...
Actually, it falls under Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act and well within this firm's purview.
Does that mean you'll take my case?
Most definitely. And Mr. Lozano here would be happy to get all the apples and oranges in place. Excuse me.
You must have started shopping the minute the baby came home from the hospital.
Isn't this cute?
You know, I wanted to take Emmett to get a Livingston portrait, and I was going to go buy him a suit, but he can wear that if you like.
Oh, good. Livingston, doesn't he smoke meat?
Well, yes, he does now, for friends and neighbors. You know, I swear, I think half of Black Birmingham has got a Livingston portrait in their family album or hung up on the wall somewhere. It's kind of a tradition.
We had the cutest thing taken when Kelly and Davis were little. It was on a pony. It wasn't anything formal, you know. Just an old man came around the neighborhood with a camera and a pony and a little cowboy hat and vest for the kids.
Yep, I've seen pictures like that. Kind of heavy on the fairy tales, don't you think?
Oh, Kelly used to just love those when she was little.
Well, you know, I think it's important for him to have some more modern books as well. You know, some that have pictures of black kids, you know, and stories. You know, kids that look like him.
Well, I think that's a good idea, don't you, Shug?
I do. It's a good idea.
Oh, well, excellent, because I think I still have some of Johnny's books, and I can go and get some more. We have really got to do all that we can to make sure that he's raised as a strong and proud black man.
Yes, strong and proud, but, you know, he's not just black. He's black and white. He's biracial.
In your dreams, and only in your dreams. Everywhere else, and to everyone else, Emmett is black.
I think I still have some more shop bags out in the car.
Biracial. Bi meaning two. He has a white mother and a black father.
Look, I didn't make this stuff up, okay? 1 drop of black blood says he's black. That has always been the law of the land.
That's a racist law. You gonna claim that?
Oh, yes, I am. Because white people decided that being black was bad. Well, I, for one, think it's a damn good thing. So, 1 drop, hey, fine. Africa is claiming its own. The boy is black.
And white. His mother's white.
Which makes her the white mother of a black child.
That's ridiculous. You can't believe that. That's denying half his heritage.
I am not denying anything. Okay, fine. He's half white. But being half white doesn't make him white.
And being half black doesn't make him black.
Hey, just come on here. Sit right here, okay? Why don't you sit right here?
Oh, wait.
Shouldn't we call somebody?
No, we shouldn't. I can handle this. There's no problem.
Don't use that on him. What happened?
I was driving on the wrong side of the road, coming straight at me.
No, I wasn't. Your stupid truck is too wide in the back. I bet it's illegal.
It was just a regular fruit truck. I didn't fix it up special.
Are you calling Little Collier a liar? Did you hear what
Teresa, not now, okay?
Listen, I've been driving that produce truck as long as you've been alive. You just have to learn how to drive straight, son.
Oh, I know how to drive straight, okay? And when you're talking to a white man, you say, sir.
We didn't ask you how you were feeling. You weren't hurt, were you?
Are you James Jackson's girl?
Yes, sir.
Can I get you some water, Mr.
Nolman. Louis Nolman.
Elizabeth, not these glasses! Mr. Nolman. Or, maybe some lemonade.
So, you know James Jackson, huh? That's good. You're gonna need a lawyer. You know why? Because I'm gonna sue you, sir.
Okay, it's like this. Remember last year when you threw me out the house?
You left. I didn't throw you out.
Okay, whatever. The thing is, you kept saying, what are you going to do when you have a black grandson?
I was just trying to make a point.
Oh, God, you said it. And you got to admit that whenever anybody sees Emmett, they're going to see a black baby.
I'm not blind, Collier. Well, what are we supposed to do? Just disappear? Just ignore the fact that there's a whole white side to his family just because the world sees him as black?
No, we won't. But you got to admit that is the traditional way of dealing with it.
Well, it's wrong. Whose side are you on anyway?
I'm not on anybody's side, Mary Elizabeth. Just forget it.
No, we've got to understand it. We've got to work it out.
Well, I wonder what Kelly thinks.
I bet she doesn't know she gave birth to an all-black baby.
They're clearly in violation of the Pregnancy Discrimination Act.
Oh, really, Renee? This whole issue about coverage for prescriptions that are only used by women is in itself discriminatory. Case closed. Now, last night, I asked you a question.
You know, you have just proved my argument. Men don't use the pill, so it's not covered. Women don't use Viagra, but it is covered. So the exclusion of women-only benefits from a generally comprehensive prescription plan is sex discrimination under Title VII.
Are you finished? Because there is still a topic that we need to come to terms with. Renee, are you going to answer my question?
Have you ever lived with a woman before?
No, I never wanted to until I met you.
Well, I lived with a man for 3 years before, and I thought it was perfect until I realized we were hardly more than roommates. I don't want that again.
Well, we won't let that happen unless we continue to avoid the obvious.
I don't even know what's obvious.
All right, try this. Renee, I am ready for a commitment. Are you?
Why do you always have to throw down the gauntlet? God, don't make it a challenge.
I love challenges, and so do you. Okay, look. I can get a few things together and show up at your house, or you can pack a bag and come to my place. But either way, we are going to decide this tonight. Don't worry, baby. He can't get out of his cage.
Just because an old girlfriend offered didn't mean you had to take him.
Oh, come on. Once you get to know Fido, he's very friendly.
Well, I suppose any lizard of yours is a friend of mine. I'll get used to him.
And I suppose I'll get used to that.
You're the one who locked them out.
Look, if it means that I can get me some...
What? What?
Sleep. I was going to say sleep. Okay, you can let him in.
Thank you. Come on, fellas. You're coming in.
Renee, I'm sorry, but...
Never been allergic. Why are you sneezing?
Oh,
all right, all right, all right. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Fellas, you gotta go.
Oh. This is not exactly how I envisioned spending our first night together. Most important meal of the day.
Rub it in, why don't you?
Well, at least you're still going to be around while I'm just a fading memory.
Yes, but at least you'll die with a smile on your face. What is that little Godzilla doing down here?
I thought you said you wanted him out of the bedroom.
I do, but not in the kitchen.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll just move Fido to the dining room. Well, the solarium? Well, come on, Renee. I'm starting to run out of rooms. The only thing left is the garage.
Works for me. Gesundheit.
Renee.
All right, just put them in the solarium. I'll take the dogs outside. Oh, right. I'm sorry.
No, don't be. Look, I know that we can work this out. We'll all just be one big happy family.
Like I said over the phone, Mom, doesn't matter to me.
Me either. Whatever you and my mom want is fine by us.
Well, if Gail and I have to decide whether or not it's going to be a chocolate or a vanilla birthday cake, it's going to get ugly.
Oh, why don't we just get one cake that's half chocolate and half vanilla?
My point exactly.
See, that was easy.
I don't think we're talking about cake anymore.
Y'all are going to raise Emmett to know both white and black culture.
Well, we weren't planning on raising him Chinese, Mom.
I am serious. I don't agree with Gail that Emmett is just a black baby with a white mother.
Neither do I. You never said your mom said that.
But Kel, you are white.
And so is Emmett. Half of him, anyway.
I'm sorry. But no one's gonna say that Emmett is a white baby with a black father. I mean, even his birth certificate says that he's black.
It does.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Did you know this?
I must have, but I was more concerned about Emmett dying rather than what they put on his birth certificate.
See?
Well, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital and get this changed.
To what?
Black and white, Johnny, right?
Okay, boo. Whatever you want to do.
Mom, can you stay here with Emmett?
No. Because I'm coming with you.
But I just gave someone my address.
Wait, Renee? Lakeisha put the lawyer for the insurance company in the conference room. You want me to bring you back some lunch?
No. The dogs are mine. I'm not the one who's allergic. The man I live with is. Yes, carpet, straights, upholstery, everything. Just do whatever you've got to do to get the dog hair and the dander out. Thank you.
You're living with a man, Renee?
Not that it's any of your business, Joe, but yes, I am. Turk has moved in with me.
And when were you planning on telling me?
Day after whenever.
Is it serious?
Joe?
Serious for you, at least.
What is that supposed to mean?
When it comes to men, you're not the best judge of character, no pun intended. I don't think you can tame Turk.
I don't have to tame him. Look, I think I know a little bit more about Turk than you do.
Does he know about us?
What about us?
Our night of passion.
Are you talking about that one little kiss?
Wasn't that little?
Joe, I've forgotten all about that, and I suggest you do the same. Mr. Chung, sorry to keep you waiting.
No problem.
Well, I'm hopeful that we can come to some kind of an agreement.
Oh, and I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's simply not Chaseley's policy to cover birth control. If we covered the pill for Tanya Meyer, then we'd have to cover everyone.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
We can't foot the bill for everything, Miss Jackson. We'd go broke.
You cover Viagra.
Viagra's for a specific medical condition.
A male medical condition, while birth control pills help prevent pregnancy, which is a female medical condition. Sounds like a case of gender bias to me, which is why I am suing Chaseley.
This is ridiculous.
Not according to the EEOC. They ruled that employer-provided drug benefit plans which fail to cover birth control may be unlawfully discriminating on the basis of sex.
Except our policy on birth control is gender blind, not gender biased. If a male employee came in with a prescription for the pill, we wouldn't cover that either. That's why we don't pay for condoms.
I bet if men could get pregnant, you would.
Save your snappy comebacks for the courtroom, Miss Jackson. Since you don't have a case, you're gonna need all the help you can get.
You got that right.
Come on, Renee. You think your father can help Collier?
I'm sure he can. The question is, why would he?
What do you mean?
If you expect my father to call you sir, it'll be a cold day in hell before he bails you out.
Was pretty stupid. What in the world made you say that?
Guys, I was just trying to scare him so he wouldn't report the accident.
Well, that sure worked. You scared him into taking you to court.
Renee, you gotta help. You know what Mr. Sims is like. He'll probably kill Collier.
So what do you say, Renee? Would you please ask your father to help me out? Please.
Okay, I'll ask.
Thank you.
But you're gonna owe me one, Collier. A big one.
I don't know what happened. It's just The back of this guy's truck, this flatbed, is very wide, and I think he was trying to pass me, and that's when he scraped my fender. Okay, I might have looked away, but if I did, it was just for like a second, and that's probably how I ended up on the wrong side of the road.
Mr. Nolman swerved to miss him, but it was too late.
Was anybody hurt?
No, nobody's hurt. That's the thing, and I'm trying to talk to this guy, but he wants to sue.
Do you have insurance?
Your parents let you drive without insurance?
They didn't exactly let him drive, Mr. Jackson.
But you do have a license, Collier.
Almost. I've got a permit.
I told you it was complicated, Daddy.
I think we can work this out. What's your phone number, Collier? I'm going to have to speak with your parents.
No, you can't do that.
Why not? They're going to have to know the truth sooner or later.
No, they don't.
Excuse me, Mary Elizabeth.
What she means is, isn't there any way you can take care of this without letting Collier's parents know?
No, there isn't. Not unless somebody tells me what the problem is.
The problem is this birth certificate is wrong.
How so?
It says he's black.
You guys are with that hidden camera show, right?
No, we're not kidding.
Look, I'm his mother, and I want the birth certificate to show that my baby is black and white.
So, you had a change of heart?
No, he's always been both.
Then why did you list him as black?
It was a mistake. Made by someone on your staff, I might add, and now we want to fix it.
I'm really sorry. There's nothing I can do about it.
So then we're just supposed to live with it, even though it's wrong, even though he's just as much white as he is black. But because he doesn't look white, people like you don't want to acknowledge that part of it. And I think that's racist. You can call him black, but I'm going to call him black and white.
Lady, you can call him Macaroni for all I care. I still cannot help you. That's an official state document. You need a lawyer to make changes to it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, then, fine.
Thank you very much. Can you believe that there's a state legislator who actually wants to subsidize Viagra to ensure what he refers to as a person's mental well-being?
Yes, and you still don't have a strong enough argument for gender bias.
How can you sit there and tell me that I don't have a good case?
In order to prove gender bias, you're going to have to prove that the insurance companies provided one gender with something that they didn't provide to the other. Women don't need Viagra, and men don't use the pill. It's like comparing apples and oranges, my dear. Renee, come on, what are you doing?
I just need a little quiet.
Well, what did I say? Don't just pick up your stuff and
Do
leave.
you honestly believe that Viagra is more important than birth control?
When did this become about us?
Just answer the question.
I believe that this shouldn't be decided by the lower courts. I believe that it should be decided by the legislature.
Well, that won't help my client just now. So a class action lawsuit is the... What in the world, buddy? Oh, no.
Scout!
Well, he shouldn't be too hungry anytime soon.
Who knew Scout would have a taste for lizard thingies?
It was not a pretty sight. Honey, I know I said I'd watch him, but I...
Oh, no, that's all right. How's Turk taking it?
He's putting on his best compromising face.
He's still fighting over who gets the left side of the bed.
No, it's more complicated than that. Our morning routine is different. Our evening routine is different, not to mention the snoring.
Oh? His or yours?
I don't snore.
Well, what do you call that thing, then, when you buck your head back and have that kind of open mouth hissing?
I don't do that.
Ask Turk. You're not the only one chalking up sleepless nights.
Well, what do you know? We're compatible after all. What is this? What are you doing?
I'm drafting a letter to the county records office to request a correction in Emmett's birth certificate from black to African American and Irish American.
You're going to need a lawyer to do that.
Thank you so much for donating your services. Did I tell you that the hospital administrator seemed to be channeling Gail?
Honey, what do you expect? I mean, two white women walk in there with an obviously black baby demanding that his birth certificate be changed to include his whiteness?
I wasn't demanding. I was just requesting. And I don't understand why people can just assume.
Well, they're gonna do it.
Well, that doesn't make it right.
Makes it real, though.
Tell me something. If Emmett looked white, would it then be okay to just call him white?
No, just like my cousin, he'd still be black.
That is ridiculous. You gonna help me with this or not?
Of course I will. I'll look into it as soon as I drop my dog off at Mama's.
Oh, you don't want to live with no nasty old lizard, do you?
You talking to me or the dog?
Both of you.
Mama, you like Turk, don't you?
I don't like seeing anybody take advantage of my baby.
Oh, please, you're not going to give me the cow and the free milk analogy, are you?
I don't have to, Renee. I know what happens in situations like this, and so do you. As a matter of fact, I remember it happened to you in D.C.
It was as much my doing as his.
No. Living together was your undoing. And I don't want to see it happen to you again. Renee, it's morning, and you can barely keep your eyes open.
I've been doing a lot of research on my new case.
Research my behind. You can't sleep because you got a guilty conscience. She knows what she's doing is wrong.
I think it's a legislative issue.
And as I told Turk, legislative or not, I'm trying this as a judicial case. A class action lawsuit is...
Oh, so Turk and I ascribe to the same philosophies, huh?
I wouldn't consider that a plus right now, Joe.
I take what I can get.
As I said before, the ruling on the Bartell Drug Company sets precedent, gives us enough ammunition to go after Chase Lee.
A class action lawsuit's going to make us a very different playing field.
Joe, only 15% of large group insurers cover contraception. All of them cover Viagra.
I understand that, but if we go after Chase Lee, guns blazing, they're going to go on the defensive. And I'm not sure we can find enough women who are willing to risk their job and their health coverage for a class action lawsuit.
Listen, women pay 68% more out-of-pocket medical expenses than men do, largely due to reproductive costs. Believe me, they'll risk it.
Would you?
In a heartbeat. Because if they fired me, I'd have one hell of a case for wrongful termination.
Okay, boss, it's your call.
Daddy, please don't call Collier's parents.
I thought you wanted my help.
I do want your help.
Then let me do my job.
Does your job have to include talking to his parents? Okay, it's just... Collier's father's mean, Daddy. If you think Emmy's Uncle Jimmy is bad, Mr. Sims is twice as crazy.
I can take care of myself, Renee.
It's not you that I'm worried about.
Then who?
Collier. His father beats him.
Collier told you this?
I've seen it. Emmy's seen him do it, and I've even seen the bruises. Mr. Sims drinks. Real bad.
Does Mrs. Sims know this is going on?
He goes after her, too.
Then maybe I should pay them a visit.
Daddy, it'll just make it worse.
Well, I can't let that boy lie to his parents, Renee. He's in a lot of trouble.
I know, but I'm scared Mr. Sims is really gonna hurt him this time. Maybe even kill him.
Then what do you propose I do, Renee? That was Mr. Nolan on the phone.
It's bad? Okay, it's bad, isn't it?
Mr. Nolan wants restitution, Collier. He wants you to take responsibility and pay for the damages to his car.
Mr. Jackson, I can't do that. I don't have any money.
Not to worry. I was able to negotiate other terms.
Terms?
You can work off your debt.
How?
By working on this farm after school. If he wants you to plow, you plow. If he wants you to feed livestock, you feed livestock.
I have homework after school.
I'm sure you'll find a way to do both.
Mr. Jackson, I can't. I can't do that. My father would never actually let me...
Work on a colored man's farm. You don't have the luxury of saying no, Collier. You want me to speak with him?
No. God, kill both of us.
Then Mr. Nolan expects you tomorrow after school. Now, I've watched you grow up into a fine young man, Collier. Don't make me regret this.
I won't.
And I want you to know this house is always open to you. Anytime.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
For what? I don't know why you and Gail keep going at it. It was up to me. I'd cancel the party altogether.
I'm not going to cancel my grandson's first birthday party. We're just going to have to figure out a way to work it out.
Well, unless you and Gail can find some kind of truce, I don't see how that's going to happen.
Well, we're having lunch in an hour to discuss it.
Well, good, good. You know, that's a first step. Now, you did tell her about the birth certificate.
Not yet.
Well, at least you're meeting in a public place where neither of you can draw blood.
Wouldn't be so sure about that.
Mary Elizabeth, please don't go over there and cause a scene.
I only plan to have a heart-to-heart with Gail. Just let her know that I want my grandson to grow up to be a strong, proud white man, too.
We'll teach him to do the river dance.
Very funny, Collier.
Come on, Mary Elizabeth. What's really bothering you?
I just don't want Emmett growing up feeling like we didn't acknowledge him as being a part of us. And I'll be damned if I'll let anybody else make him feel that way.
Johnny tells me you've managed to have Emmett's birth certificate changed.
Kelly's in the process of correcting a mistake.
You know, Emmy, it seems to me you're doing a whole lot of jumping up and down over something that is a moot point. And anyone looking at this baby's going to see one thing and one thing only.
Well, I don't care what everybody else thinks. All I care about is family. And like it or not, that's what we are.
Oh, believe me, I am well aware of that.
I think Emmett's going to have enough stuff to deal with from the outside world. He doesn't need it from us.
You two ready to order?
I think we are. I'd like the tuna salad, dressing on the side.
Well, hey there. Aren't you a cutie? Oh, how old is he?
1 tomorrow.
Oh, he is going to be quite a little heartbreaker. Is this your first child?
Actually, he's my grandson.
Really? Oh, you two look so much alike.
Well, I hope the resemblance stretches to me. I'm the other grandmother.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
That's okay. I suppose I should get used to that.
Why don't I get you guys a high chair?
Thank you.
Need help making the right decisions? Are you running your life, or is life running all over you? Do you know the path to happiness and fulfillment? The tarot cards have the answers to all these questions and more. Call me. Call me now.
My last appointment is at 6, so I could make dinner. You sure you don't want some fruit? You keep eating like that, you're gonna need bypass surgery in a couple of years. I don't mean to nag, I'm just concerned.
Well, an apple a day.
Turk, what are we doing tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm not going to get home until late, Renee.
How late? I mean, are we planning on having dinner together or not?
Well, I could get back at around 9-ish, but I...
No, this is not a problem. Go ahead. I have had dinner alone before.
What about tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is not good for me. How about lunch?
Breakfast?
Breakfast. The most important meal of the day.
Johnny, you sure you know what you're doing with that camera?
Hey, Daddy, look at Daddy. You see Daddy?
Happy
look
birthday,
at Daddy.
Emmett.
Oh.
Hi, Emmett. Hey, I love you, man. I'm glad you're here.
You are my very first great-grandchild. I see a lot of O'Brien in you. And except for the color of your skin, I would recognize you any day of the week as an O'Brien.
Emmett Christopher Williams, wear that Williams name with pride. I love you. Okay, which grandma wants to go first?
Happy first birthday, Emmett. Hi there. I know I don't look old enough to be your grandmother, but I am. You are my first grandchild, and I love you. And you are the light of my life. You are such a beautiful boy. You're a smart boy, and you...
And after today, don't let anybody outside the family call you boy. Come on, Jack. Okay, come on.
Emmett, even though you've only been here for a year, I can't imagine life without you. I love you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, look at this. See, that's the grandmas. That's your whole family. Grandma and Grandpa.
I understand. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, I think I've got it, Renee. We're going to link our argument to the EEOC interpretation of Title VII.
Chastely wants to settle.
Well, of course they want to settle because they know we're going to win. We've gathered enough ammunition to...
So does Tanya.
What?
Neither one of them wants all the media attention or the hassle of a large class action lawsuit.
But Tanya stands to win considerable damages.
She wants to take the money and be done with it.
Oh, come on. Can't you convince her that she's wrong? I mean, look, as an attorney, you have to advise her of all the ramifications of her actions.
Collier, what happened? Did your father see the dent?
No. Mr. Nolan, he's working me
Like a what, Collier?
like a mule, Renee. Oh, you know, when your dad said plowing, he wasn't kidding. Mr. Nolan, he doesn't have a tractor, but he doesn't have much acreage either.
You look so bad. I thought your father saw the dent in your car.
Well, you know, he did and he didn't. Do you remember that old grape arbor we used to have in the backyard?
Used to have?
My dad, right, he has trouble backing out of the drive, so usually my mom or I will back straight into the garage so he can drive straight out. But last night, I guess I was just a little bit too tired to do it.
Collier, you didn't.
So when he's going to pick up my mom at the train station, he backs straight in to this grape arbor. And then, he's so mad, he slams on the gas and drives straight into the back porch. And now my dent is underneath all these new dents.
Remember, you owe me one, Collier.
Yes, I know, but could I please have a soda before you torture me?
It's not torture, Collier. It's paying your dues. My father helped you out, and now you have to pay back.
Okay, what is it?
A full apology.
Okay, Renee, I am completely and fully sorry about anything that...
Not to me, Collier.
I'll get it. Hey, come on in.
Mr. Nolan, thank you for coming by. Collier has something he wants to say to you.
He wants to thank you.
Mary Elizabeth.
Yes, I want to thank you.
For what? You can't speak for yourself? It's not worth nothing.
No, I can speak for myself. I just want to thank you for letting me pay off my debt. And I'd like to apologize if at any time I didn't show you the proper respect, sir.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Turk. Yeah, I was just leaving. Listen, I think we need... Okay. No, I agree. We need to talk. I'm looking forward to it. Bye.
Oh, Renee. I meant to get all this junk out in the car. I didn't really mean for you to see it like this.
How considerate. Does this still mean we need to talk, or does this pretty much say it all?
No, we definitely still need to talk.
Well, the good news is we both wanted to talk about the same thing. You start.
Okay, well, I guess we both have some minor complaints. You know, superficial junk that's annoying. But I mean, in the long run, that really doesn't matter. Look, Renee, it's just that I mean...
It's just that we're too old to be playing house, don't you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. And I am definitely not playing. I love you, Renee.
I love you. So this leaves us where?
In uncharted territory.
I expect this is your doing.
Yes, I certainly hope so.
You know, Emmy, I hope you know that I just don't ever want to see him hurt. That's all. I just want to protect him from all the crap that's out there.
But that's out there. In this family, in here. If he can just know how much we love him and that he's a part of all of us, if he can know that, then he's gonna be just fine.
Thank you.
Oh, look who's here. Excuse me. Hi, honey. Oh, I thought you weren't gonna make it.
Sorry I'm late.
Where's Turk?
He moved out.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. I mean, it's not like that. I mean, we didn't break up.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, we love each other. We just have to figure out the next step.
Uh-huh. Well, I know what the next step is. And so do you. Just look around.
Oh, my God. Hey, boy. Oh, it's the birthday boy.
How'd your Livingston portrait turn out?
Oh, I haven't had the time to get over there yet.
Well, here, take a look, and if you like it, I'll have one made up for you.
Oh, Emmy. Did Livingston shoot this?
It turns out he knew the guy who did the old pony pictures, and of course he's dead now. So's the pony. But this one is his great-great-grandson. I mean, you know, the pony.
Well, it looks like we just started a new old tradition.
And it all started with our grandson. Oh, is that the cutest thing?
It's the sweetest thing. Look at him. Look at this. What you look
There's a cowboy. Yeah, the cowboy.
This is a doozy. Listen to this. Dear Ask M.E., I found your article exploring the tragic school shooting inspirational. I only wish your readers knew how important it was that you were there to help me through it. Love, Davis.
Oh, that's cute.
P.S. Mom, please send more underwear. The school's laundry has turned all mine bright yellow. I'm framing this one.
You're not the only one who's gotten fan mail.
Oh, another card from Turk?
Mm-hmm, and as usual, it comes with flowers.
And what does it say?
I miss you.
That's it? That's all? Nothing more? Nothing about the next step being...
Emmy, you promised not to say it.
I did not. I said I wouldn't harp on it.
Well, do me a favor. Tonight, don't harp, mention, or accidentally allude to the subject of marriage, or that we only live together for 2 days.
You know what my therapist would say about this?
Your therapist.
My therapist would say that this is like the elephant in the middle of the room that nobody wants to talk about because if you do, you're afraid you'll fall down and never get up.
Is that you or your therapist who just called me an elephant?
I went to 3 different toy stores.
Collier, no, not now.
It's the only one I could find. A pink one.
And you
Okay, that's 100 and...
Give me the baby. Okay, now what does it say?
100... Oh, my big boy! You weigh 24 pounds. You're my big boy.
And I only have 3 more to lose.
Oh, well, you've certainly worked hard enough for it, Mom.
Congratulations, Mrs. Sim.
Thank you.
So, you and Dad actually going out with Renee and her judge tonight?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
Seems whenever the 4 of you have plans, things always come up. No, that's not true.
I've got poopies.
I'll get the bag. I'll get the diapers.
I'll get the wipes.
No. Over here.
I'll get the wipes. It's all in its
Oh,
pants.
what's been the spinach?
It's always the spinach.
Lakeisha? Lakeisha!
She'll be right back.
Hey, Paul, I didn't know you were coming in today.
Well, Lakeisha told me that she needs my help filing.
Oh, yeah, great.
I better get started.
Oh, wait.
Good morning to you, too. You must have practiced a lot.
Uh-huh.
Fight it, okay?
There's a Mr. Greenberg. Something about a child? Custody.
He said that he had an appointment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're great.
Mr. Greenberg?
Most adults just call me Daniel.
Daniel? Do your parents know you're here?
No.
Why is that?
I didn't tell them because they've been divorced for 12 years and it's easier not to.
Please have a seat. My assistant Paul tells me that I have an appointment with you, but
I lied. I want to live with my father, but my mother invokes the fifth every time I try to talk to her about it.
How old are you?
Why? What difference does it make? Look, I have $800 here. I mean, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Put that money away and sit down or this conversation is over.
I'm almost 15. I've lived with my mother since I was 2. I'm a straight A student. Plan on being a lawyer.
The lawyer part I can believe.
I know all I have to do is start failing in school or run away, make something up about my mom, and the courts will give me to my dad. Am I right?
Is that what you're threatening to do?
No. I love my mom. I don't want to hurt her. Even though she thinks I do.
Why does she think that?
Because I've told her that I need my father more than I need her.
Well, I guess she has good reason to feel hurt, doesn't she?
So you're gonna help me?
George Bernard Shaw once wrote,
Mom, you're not listening to me.
some people see things as they are and say why. I dream things...
I'm sorry, Renee. What did you say? Was Cookie Grandma raised on the farm too, or was that just her mom?
Ooh, let me see. Your great-grandmother Rose would have been the last of the Jacksons to work as a sharecropper, so her name would go right there, next to her half-brother Moses.
Gosh, Renee, your family tree is so much more interesting than mine.
Yeah, that slavery thing was really great.
That's not what I mean. I mean, what kind of history does my family have? Everybody already knows about Uncle Jimmy, or I'll just break his branch right off the tree.
Well, Mary Elizabeth, the Irish have quite a unique history of their own.
All I know is I have to march in a parade every St. Patty's Day and paint my face green.
In fact, after the Great Britannia famine, Irishmen worked shoulder to shoulder with Negroes on farms. What time that is.
Well, then there's got to be somebody in my family worth writing about, doesn't there?
Well, of course there is. Grandma Sullivan used to sit me and Johnny on her lap, call us her little Irish potato spuds, and tell us how we came from kings and queens.
I don't remember hearing anything like that, Teresa.
Well, that's because you weren't born yet, stupid.
Girls, time for bed.
Oh, Mama, Teresa says we come from kings and queens, but Miss Jackson said that the Irish worked on the farms next to the coloreds.
Oh, she did she?
Well, tell her, Mama. Tell her how my people came from royalty and not from working on some smelly old farm next to some smelly old coloreds. No, Mama! That can't be true! It just can't be!
Mama, Mama, are you sure Teresa and I fell from the same tree?
I occasionally have my doubts. Now, you get ready for bed, and I will tell you some things I'm sure Mrs. Jackson failed to mention.
Did your son tell you that he was coming to see me?
No.
Don't you find that surprising?
Well, before 2 years ago, I would have, but...
What happened 2 years ago?
My wife got a court order stopping him from talking to me about how much he wanted to live with me.
Why would she do that?
Because she knows the same thing I do. That living without your child makes it almost impossible to close your eyes at night, or even harder to open them up in the morning.
But you do have joint custody.
Yeah, well, that's what the court calls it anyway. My wife gets Daniel 80% of the time. I get what's left over.
Why haven't you ever fought for sole custody?
Because I'm afraid of the repercussions.
What kind of repercussions?
When my ex-wife gets mad, she lets the answering machine pick up for a week at a time, so I can't talk to my own son. Worst part about it, he doesn't even know I've called. Or if I'm late picking him up, even for a minute, knowing that I live 50 miles away, she leaves with him because the court paper says she can.
Mr. Greenberg, did you put your son up to this?
No.
Then where does a 15-year-old get $800?
From his bar mitzvah. If we were talking about a 15-year-old girl who wanted to live with her mother because she knew there were certain things about being a woman that her father couldn't teach her, would you and the courts be more willing to listen?
You haven't worn this dress in a while.
That's because I haven't been able to get in this dress for a while.
Well, I was going to say, it's a nice color. So what am I not supposed to talk about tonight?
You can talk about anything you want to talk about.
Can I ask, how come Church moved out after only 2 days?
No.
Well, how about when he's going to ask her to get married?
Unless you want a very short evening.
Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. That ship has sailed anyway.
No ship has sailed anywhere.
Sure, a guy doesn't move out after only 2 days because things are perfect. He does it because he's looking to jump ship and then hoist his sail in another port.
You know, it's just like Kelly said. You're making problems before we even get to the restaurant.
No, I'm not. I just don't understand why you and Renee can talk about anything except her getting married.
Why don't you try and talk to Turk and ask him about it?
When? It's not like guys follow each other to the bathroom to gossip.
Look, instead of letting the ship sink, why don't you help bail it out a little?
Hey. So, how are things going with you and Renee?
Oh, great. How about you and Mary Elizabeth?
Great, just great. My marriage couldn't be better.
Nice to know it can still work out, huh?
Yeah, marriage is great if you're the married kind of guy. I always thought there's two kind of guys, marrying kind of guys and not marrying kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, where are you?
Oh, I'm just glad to have met Renee, you know.
The only reason I'm asking is that Mary Elizabeth seems to be concerned.
Really? About what?
Well, about you moving out after only 2 days and how it might be indicative of a deeper problem.
Mary Elizabeth said that?
Yeah, she talks a lot like that now that she's in therapy.
Well, if I can, I'll talk to her about it tonight.
So does she have a reason to be concerned?
Well, not as far as I'm concerned.
Well, great. That's what I've been telling her all along.
Find a place to park. Then some jerk pulls up in a brand new fancy car, goes right in the handicap spot. He got out of the car and there's nothing wrong with him. Don't you hate that? Don't you? So I ran him over. Then his mother got out the other side, started swinging her crutches at me. I don't care. I kind of like big women. You like big women? Yeah, like the big one over there. Shouldn't point that out. Oh, good God. Hey, how you doing there, chunky chick? Stop it. Yeah, I call her Hamburger Haven. You ever give them a hip over the hearts? Stop it. It's not nice at all. Yeah, I know. I still like it, though. The cellulite delight. You ever gone on the bathroom scale and it screamed one at a time? What are you laughing at? What, your wife is so big? Yeah. That after sex, she doesn't smoke a cigarette, she smokes a turkey. That's
I understand that we need to talk.
Huge.
What?
Hey, what? Isn't that the Ask M.E. lady from the newspaper? Yeah, I don't know. Is it?
Yes, it is.
Hey, well then stand up and take a bow. All right. Woo! there. Is that cowboy behind you your husband?
Yes, it is.
Oh, so, cowboy, you ever had sex with a fat woman? Walter?
No, I hadn't.
Oh, what about in this? You ever been gravitationally challenged like our cellulite delight over there? Of course not.
Well, actually, I just lost 25 pounds.
25 pounds? Hey, how'd you do that?
Well,
You hung a donut in front of her treadmill. All right, come on, folks. Give yourself a big round of applause. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? How about the fat chick?
Hello?
Can you talk?
No, and good morning, Emmy.
Then just answer in simple yeses or nos.
No.
I didn't ask you a question yet.
No, I don't want to talk about this, Emmy.
Is that an I can't talk about it right now no? Or he hasn't asked me anything important no?
It's a no-no, and I'm much more interested in asking how you're doing after last night.
I'm just fine. Could you hold on for 1 second? And why wouldn't I be fine?
No reason. I just thought you might want to talk.
I'm fine.
You sure?
Listen, somebody's at my door. Can I call you back? Bye.
Hi, I'm Carmen Turner. I'm the one at the club last night.
Uh-huh.
I talked to your editor and he wouldn't help me, so I decided to look you up. Who'd have thought a celebrity like you was listed? May I come in? He wasn't very funny last night, was he?
No, he wasn't.
So why were you laughing?
Me? I wasn't laughing.
Well, actually, until he turned his attention to you, you were.
And what can I do for you?
I want to file a class action suit against that comedian, and I wanted you to testify. Can I sit?
Testify about what?
About what happened last night. I think it's time that women help put a stop to the last socially acceptable area of discrimination.
Which is?
Being overweight.
Uh-huh. And what does that have to do with me?
I thought I saw in your reaction something that I used to see in myself.
Which is what?
Fear. Fear that maybe 1 more pound or inch would turn into 5 or 10 or 25.
Listen, Carmen, I'm very sympathetic to your cause, but I'm very busy today.
Of course you are. Miss Sims, you would be very helpful in the lawsuit, because being a local celebrity, you could help represent the women that are still afraid. Women who know that once they've been heavy, they never think of themselves as thin again. And even if they tried, there's still people like that comedian last night who won't let them.
Kids go through hundreds of phases, and you know what? You have to be there for all of them.
Get back
and
to
I
Daniel?
will be. Even you must know that.
You weren't there for me when we were married. Why should I think that you would be there for Daniel?
Because he's my son, not my wife.
You're doing it again. You're making decisions without me, aren't you?
Daniel.
I thought if I paid you, you'd listen to me.
I am listening. Daniel, and as your lawyer, I'm recommending that you wait outside until I'm finished interviewing all the parties, okay? All right, look. Are you willing to put Daniel through hours of psychological evaluations, social service interviews, and months of trial lawyers?
No.
Of course not.
Then why are you here? Because that is the reality of a full-fledged custody case.
Because I love my son.
And I want what's best for him.
Then you should have thought of that before the divorce. I'm sorry, my opinions about marriage and divorce are just a few of the reasons I didn't go into family law. But for Daniel's sake, I think I can help you both.
Miss Jackson, I don't need your help. I already have custody. I don't know why I came at all.
Because you want what's best for your son. Don't you see him reaching out to you, to both of you, to help him? He's scared. And Miss O'Keefe, he's realized that all he has to do to get away from you is to run away or to lie about what kind of mother you are. He doesn't want to do that because he loves you.
All right.
If you both agree, I can be what's called Daniel's guardian ad litem. I will represent both your sides, pro and con, and the judge will decide what's best for Daniel.
Where, Mary?
He gone.
What?
Daniel told me he was going to the restroom, but then I noticed he took his backpack. We'll look for him. Yes, but the truth is, Mary Elizabeth, it was only for a very short time. Yes, the Irish did work in the fields along with the coloreds, but because of that, our ancestors were called the niggers of Europe. It was awful, dear. In fact, people used to say that the Irish were just the coloreds turned inside out, and that the coloreds were just smoked Irish.
I bet neither could be happy about that.
Mama, come here, hurry!
Anything further to report on his condition. The confusion regarding what has happened has left the country in a state of shock. Varying and somewhat contradictory reports continue to stream.
Hello? You watching TV?
No, I was just...
Turn it on.
Why?
Just turn it on now, Renee.
What is known is that last night, moments after his press conference at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, California, presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy was shot and is still listed in critical condition. The shooting occurred at 12:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as Mr. Kennedy was leaving the podium after speaking to a gathering of his supporters. I'm sure that the thoughts and prayers of all Americans are with him.
I said no. But what kind of case would they have against this comedian?
A challenging one. Freedom of speech cases are always difficult.
Why?
Because whatever he said about heavyset women was done in the form of a joke, which is protected as satire.
Now, you weren't laughing last night. Why not?
I was.
Not when they were making jokes about me.
I mean, where is this going?
Did you not laugh because you really didn't think it was funny, or were you not laughing because you didn't think that I would think that it was funny?
I wasn't laughing because as your friend who loves every inch of you, I could see how uncomfortable you were becoming. Why would I laugh at that? Yeah?
Renee, Daniel's here.
Daniel? Are you okay?
His mother's on her way to pick him up.
We have been very worried about you.
Are you gonna help me?
If it were up to me, I'm not sure who you should live with, but I am sure that you're very lucky to have two parents who love you as much as they do.
I don't feel lucky.
Hot cocoa.
Thanks.
Well, I don't think any 15-year-old feels lucky. It's just part of being a teenager.
Having divorced parents isn't supposed to be. Are you married?
No.
Not yet.
In a strictly legal sense, a prejudiced witness is someone whose feelings about an issue were determined before the inciting incident occurred.
You want to give that to me again, this time without the tap dance?
The way you feel about being overweight made you a liability to the lawsuit.
And how exactly do you think I feel about being overweight?
You really want to do this?
Yes, ma'am. You got something on your mind, you just throw it out there on the table and I will too.
Fine. For months you've been complaining about how much weight you've been gaining. I've got some news for you, Emmy. Nobody cares. You were never fat, and you never will be. You started out as a size 3 and ballooned out to what, a size 6? You gained 25 pounds. That is not the end of the world.
It was 28 pounds, and I was a size 10.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't care how much you weigh, and neither does anybody else who loves you. So please do yourself a favor. Let it go.
Is it my turn now? Why won't you talk to me about how you felt when Turk moved out?
I did.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't, and I know it was because you were hurt. Turk talked to me. Came to see me. To tell me how much he loves you. And I'm sorry if I never said it before, Renee, but he's a wonderful man. But if you can't be as honest with him as you've just been with me, what's the point? Because if you really want this to last, your husband has to be your best friend.
You nervous?
Not really. Just gonna tell her the truth.
Well, that's always a good place to start.
Am I gonna be able to ask questions?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What if once I get in there, I do get nervous and start crying?
If I make a deal with you, you start to cry, I'll hand you a tissue. If I start to cry, you do the same for me, okay? Whatever she decides, you're gonna be fine, you know, because...
I have two parents who love me very much, right?
Renee?
Excuse me.
Is this him?
Is this who?
The not yet married to guy?
We need to talk.
I know. Look, I've been thinking, Renee.
No, I don't mean now.
Well, what about tonight? Good. All right, I'll see you.
It's time.
Renee, do you think I'd make a good lawyer?
I think you'd make a great whatever it is you want to be.
Because I think you'd make a really great mom.
What has gotten into you, young lady?
Nothing. Oh, look, there's a table right there.
Now, Elizabeth, it is so sweet that you want the two of us to spend some time together. Where you going, dear? That was our table.
No, it's not. This is.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
Hello, Mrs. O'Brien.
Catherine.
Sarah.
Well, come on, Mama. Let's sit down.
Yeah, there's plenty of room for everyone. Right, Mama?
We couldn't impose.
They're not imposing, are they, Mama?
Well, no, not at all.
No. Well, we can only stay a minute.
Oh, excuse me. We'll have 2 pieces of blueberry pie and 2 cups of coffee.
The pie's for us and the coffee's for them.
Coming right up.
It's horrible, isn't it? What's happened to Bobby, I mean.
Yes. It's a great loss to us all.
So, is there anything that my readers ought to know that most of us don't?
that some of us do eat too much, and that some of us were born weighing 12 pounds. And to judge us would be to judge your brothers and sisters and your mothers and fathers. And we're better than that.
I ask. Excuse me. Hello?
You still mad at me?
About what?
Thought I'd ask before I knocked.
Hi.
Sorry.
Me too.
I should go.
Renee Jackson, this is Carmen Turner. Carmen, Renee.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Mary Elizabeth, why did you decide to use your collar to write about this?
Well, I thought I'd do what I could to make it right on my own turf, regardless of what the court does on theirs.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. Bye. So, is everything okay?
Depends on who you ask.
Well, let's start with your 15-year-old client.
Well, it's better than he started, but not as good as he'd like.
Does that mean he still has to stay with his mother?
The judge decided that there was insufficient reason to disturb his present state of stability, but his father's going to sell his house and move to the neighborhood.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. And there's this.
Oh, another one. Miss Jackson, I used to think I wanted to be a lawyer. Now I know I do because some of them are like angels that are willing to listen and even help a kid fight for what's right. Your friend, Daniel Greenberg. Nice.
Yeah, I think I'll frame this one. Oh, and I decided to take the advice of an old friend. I'm going to tell Turk exactly how I feel.
Really? Well, I think a toast is in order. Get the glasses.
A toast to what?
Well, to getting rid of elephants in the room. And for me, realizing that even if someday it takes a train, bus, and a plane to get around to my better side, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you enjoy the ride.
When you left, it hurt. And I know that by not saying that, it probably hurt us. I just felt like something was ending instead of feeling like something was beginning.
Renee.
Wait. I know we both agree that your moving out was for the best. But God, I miss waking up in the morning next to you.
Baby, you know how much you mean to me.
Yes, I do. But there's something I have to know. Will you marry me? Will you be my husband, to love and to hold from this day forward?
In sickness and in health.
Till death do us part.
I thought you'd never ask.